Welcome to episode number 345, where I'm helping you to prepare for the hot summer months ahead by discussing what shifts are best to make in your diet, your lifestyle, your self-care, your exercise, and much more to help you prevent imbalances due to the rise of the pitta dosha during the hot summer months. So please stay tuned. Hi there, I'm your host Colette, and on this podcast I will be sharing the teachings of Ayurveda, yoga, and holistic health practices. Now, if you're new to Ayurveda, I recommend checking out the first couple of episodes where I do an introduction to Ayurveda and the mind-body types. Thanks for listening, and now here's a new episode. Hey there, it's Colette, and welcome back to another episode of the Elements of Ayurveda podcast. Today, it's a solo episode. And as the title says, I'm getting you ready for summer wellness and preventing imbalances as we're now shifting out of spring and into the summer in the Northern Hemisphere. And I want to share some reminders and tips to help you maintain balance during the summer season so that you can continue to enjoy optimal health and well-being. Now, hopefully, you've had an opportunity to do some cleansing during the spring months to help you eliminate any accumulation of ama, those toxins which can make us feel heavy and sluggish physically and mentally. Now, if you haven't had an opportunity to cleanse, it's not too late, so that we can make sure you're entering into summer feeling light, clear, and energetic. If you want more information on my private cleansing program, check out the link in the show notes or visit my website, elementshealingandwellbeing.com, and just go to the programs page and I can support you there. But summer season is associated with the pitta dosha, which is like the sun. It's intense, radiant, and transformational. Understanding the Ayurvedic healing principle of like increases like and opposites pacify or balance, we know that these hot and intense qualities of the summer season are going to increase the qualities of pitta in our body and mind. Now, if we have a high pitta constitution or a pitta aggravation, we will be very sensitive to this increase in heat. However, no matter what our dosha makeup, we all will be affected by the rise in pitta energy, and so we all have to make some adjustments. So let me go through some of these adjustments recommended by Ayurveda. We're going to start with the diet. Our agni, or digestive fire, is influenced by the seasons. And during the hot summer months, our body temperature will naturally rise, which can have a weakening effect on our agni, as our body tries to cool itself down by dilating blood vessels and increasing sweat production, which can draw energy away from the digestive process, resulting in a weakened agni. This can lead to decreased appetite, slower digestion or indigestion, and you may experience bloating or a feeling of heaviness after meals and feeling fatigued. Now, I know that I really lose my appetite during the summer months, and so I have to make sure that I'm doing all I can to support my body to stay cool and to support my agni. And I'm going to share some general information with you in this episode, but of course, all this info needs to be tailored to each individual because we all have an individual constitution. And of course, we live it in different locations and different needs and so on. Now, if you want tailored advice for your unique constitution and your unique circumstances, then please reach out and I can support you. But in general, with our weakened agni during the hotter months, we want to eat lighter meals. And depending on our unique constitution and current status of our agni, this may mean eating smaller and more frequent meals to avoid overwhelming the digestive system. We may think that eating or drinking iced or cold foods and drinks will cool us down. However, these cool items will only compromise our weak digestion even further. Cold or iced drinks, ice cream, raw vegetables, and salads can leave us feeling bloated, gassy, and heavy, as our digestive fire has a really challenging time heating back up the body after we've had these cold items, then cooking the raw food, then digesting and assimilating these items. And with all that excess energy going to the digestive process, it will leave us feeling fatigued. Therefore, it's best to stick with room temperature or warm drinks. If you enjoy a smoothie and your Agni can digest it well, then I suggest putting all your frozen or cold ingredients in the blender the night before if you're having it in the morning, or if you're having it later in the day, doing that in the morning so that all these frozen ingredients are at room temperature by the time you're having your smoothie. Now, if you suffer from digestive discomfort, then it's best to avoid smoothies and raw foods and salads and stick with cooked foods. And I would definitely do some investigation there as to why you're having digestive discomfort, as we should never assume that this is normal. But if you have a strong digestive fire and you don't suffer from gas or bloating or burping or any other digestive problems, then your digestive fire may be strong enough to digest a salad in the middle of the day when your digestive fire is at its peak strength. Now, if you know that you have digestive discomfort after eating raw foods and that's not an option for you, then you could enjoy a cooked salad with grains like quinoa or couscous and rice with roasted seasonal veggies. That's a great alternative to a raw salad. Ayurveda explains the importance of living in alignment with the seasons. And so this means eating the fruits and vegetables which are seasonal and ideally local to your area. The produce of summer tends to have high water content to help keep us well hydrated, like the large variety of stone fruit, like apricots and nectarines, peaches, plums, melons, cantaloupe, pineapple, mangoes, and watermelon. All these are abundant in water and the sweet taste, which is pacifying for pitta. And vegetables like courgette or zucchini, cucumbers, lettuce, celery, all have a high water content. And leafy greens are also great for pitta dosha, which is pacified by the bitter taste of most leafy greens. Nature also provides some wonderful cooling herbs during the hot months, like cilantro or coriander and mint. So these are great to include in your summer dishes. Along with enjoying the hydrating fruit and veg, you want to make sure that you're staying well hydrated, of course. So sipping on warm or room temperature drinks, and some lovely cooling drinks and herbs for summer are mint, rose, hibiscus, coconut water, and fennel, which aids digestion without aggravating pitta. So they are some great herbal teas and drinks to include during the summertime. And of course, it's best to avoid pitta aggravating foods, especially if you know that your pitta dosha is sensitive. And so avoiding things that are spicy, salty, and sour, because the sour taste aggravates pitta, fried foods, and foods that are heavy and hard to digest, like red meat, because as I said, your digestive fire is going to be weaker during the hotter months. Okay, so that was the diet recommendations. And now let's move on to lifestyle. With the longer days, our routines will change as the sun rises earlier and sets later. And it's best to be active in the early morning when it's cooler. And it's the best time to do a workout, ideally before 10 a.m., which is when the pitta energy rises. And if you're not familiar with this circadian rhythm and the dosha clock, then please check out episode number 8, where I go into detail on that. But it's important to also adjust your workouts as the weather heats up. And this is also great for your body and for your mind to have a change in activity. So you're not doing the same thing year round. Maybe you were doing a more intense workout during the cooler months of winter and spring. And now your body's not going to be able to support that same workout during the hotter months. An ideal workout is swimming, and really great for pitta as it's cooling and calming. And other less intense workouts that are ideal for summer would be things like, of course, water sports, yoga, and obviously not hot yoga. That would not be a great practice during the summertime. Pilates is also great, weight training, walking, or a moderate interval workout, obviously nothing intense. And post-workout, it's really important to replace lost electrolytes, especially if you sweat a lot when working out. And you can use coconut water, which is great for replacing electrolytes, or electrolyte tablets, or just make your own homemade electrolyte drink. And a simple recipe is 2 cups of water, a juice of half a lemon, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and 2 teaspoons of raw honey. And this will make the perfect, refreshing electrolyte drink for you during the summertime. In general, it's best to avoid being outdoors during the middle of the day if it's extremely hot. And wearing light, breathable fabrics like cotton and linen are ideal. And keeping your living spaces, of course, well ventilated. However, if you have a high Vata constitution or Vata aggravation, you will want to avoid having a fan or air conditioning blowing directly on you, as this will aggravate the mobile quality of Vata and could lead to some imbalances. So please pay attention to that if you have a sensitive Vata dosha. Your body uses a lot of energy to keep you cool during the hot weather, and you may find that you have less energy than during the cooler months. And so it's important to get adequate rest and relaxation to support your body's natural cooling mechanisms and prevent depletion. This means keeping your bedtime around 10 p.m. Even though it is still bright outside, you want to make sure that you're still in that same routine. And especially because now you want to get up earlier during the hot months to be more active and productive in the cooler morning hours. Then relaxing more in the afternoon when the intense heat can really zap your energy, leaving you physically and mentally fatigued. And so with your work, it's really important to shift that really focused work to the early morning hours in summer. Okay, let's move on now to self-care, because we also need to switch up the oils we're using on our skin and in our cooking, for that matter, during the summer. We want to avoid the heavy oils and switch to cooking oils, which are lighter oils, like olive oil, sunflower oil, avocado oil, ghee, and coconut oil, which is great for cooking because it's cooling. Organic cold pressed sunflower and coconut oils are great to be used on the skin for abhyanga. Sunflower oil being lighter and more neutral, neither heating or cooling. Coconut oil is a little bit heavier, but it is cooling, so it's ideal for pitta, which has the light and the hot qualities. So coconut oil with a heavier cooling quality is perfect to pacify pitta. And of course, this information needs to be tailored to each individual, but that's some general guidance on abhyanga oils. Now, our face creams also need to be lighter in summer, and I'm certainly not a dermatologist, so I won't delve too deep into this. But in general, aloe vera, sandalwood, and rose are great ingredients for cooling pitta skin, and aloe vera is very soothing for any sunburn or bites. And talking about bites, diffusing essential oils like citronella or geranium in your home can help to keep the mosquitoes out. Okay, let's move on to mindfulness practices, because there are practices that can help you during summer, like the Shitali cooling breath, which is a wonderful practice to help you cool the body and mind naturally. So if you're feeling overheated physically or emotionally, this is a great practice to do. And there's 2 ways of practicing this. The first way is sticking out your tongue and rolling in the sides of your tongue. Now, some people can't do that genetically. And the other option is to imagine that you have a straw in your mouth and you're breathing in through a straw. So choosing which way works best for you, either sticking your tongue out, rolling in the sides, or imagine that straw in your mouth. Inhale the air across your tongue, close your mouth, and then exhale out your nose. So you can add a visual to this. Inhale across your tongue, that cool blue air, nice and calming. Close your mouth, and then visualize exhaling the hot, aggravating air out of your nose. Continuing this practice, it's really amazing how much it can cool the body and mind down. So I recommend that if you're feeling overheated. And it's best to avoid any of the intense heating breath practices or hot yoga practices during the summer, and instead enjoy some of the calming slow flow yoga, yin or restorative yoga, especially if you're practicing during the day. So there are my tips for avoiding pitta aggravations during the summer, because we know when pitta is aggravated, it can produce this uncomfortable excess heat in the body. And this can result in those heated emotions and heated eruptions on the skin, which can be hot, inflamed, red, and angry looking. Aggravated pitta can also result in excess acidity, resulting in heartburn, maybe acid reflux or acidic stomach. And you may experience a loose stool or diarrhea as the body tries to eliminate this excess heat. Now, each person's aggravations will be individual, as it will depend on your unique constitution, the other doshas involved, your genetics, any weaknesses in the body, and your location and climate and lifestyle and so on. And if you want support, please reach out. I have my online services. I offer online consultations where I'll put together a strategy for your diet, lifestyle, self-care, mindfulness practices, and exercise, and so on, to help you maintain balance and make sure that all this information is tailored to you and your lifestyle. And of course, I address any current imbalances. And I have the private Digestive Reset Cleanse, individually tailored holistic cleanse program to help you reset your physical and mental health. And if you prefer to study by yourself, I have my Daily Habits for Holistic Health program. That's a 28-day self-paced program with the objective to help you become your own healer by educating you on how to live in tune with the circadian rhythm, helping you implement the practices, understanding the principle of opposites. And I also cover what mindfulness practices are best for your constitution and how to connect with your intuition. So you're building this awareness with the objective to become your own healer. If you have any questions before you book, please take advantage of my free 15-minute online Services Enquiry Call. We can hop on Zoom and I can answer all of your questions. So I hope this episode was helpful for you. If you think it would be helpful to family or friends, please share it with them so we can have our loved ones enjoy health and wellness throughout the hot season. If you haven't already subscribed or followed the podcast, please do so, and the new episodes will automatically download for you weekly. And if you're getting benefit from this podcast and would like to leave a rating and review wherever you listen to your podcast, I would really appreciate that. Please come join me on social media. My new Instagram page is the Elements of Ayurveda podcast. And on Facebook, I'm under Elements Healing and Wellbeing. Thank you as always for tuning in and for your support. I truly appreciate it. And until next time, take good care of yourself, be well, and bye for now. Slán go fóill.